First of all, I really hate the fact that I come on the air every week and I talk about the bad in sports or talk so negatively about sports because I love sports. And I think every person who works in the sports field hates the fact that that's all we seem to talk about. Like we've become tabloid news. We've become just the most foreboding, most ominous, most, you know, negative entity in the world because we seem to only thrive on talking about what's wrong with sports as opposed to what's right with sports. The criticism of the All Star game and the lack that fans watch the game shows that people really just don't get it, I guess. And they're trying to treat the baseball All Star game like the football All Star game now because the football Pro Bowl, the players don't really like to play the game, and a lot of players don't like to show up to the game. And it's understandable because football is different from baseball. Football, you got to put the equipment on. You know, you're in a tropical setting. Used to be in Hawaii. They've been playing the game in Miami. I mean, I can understand why the players don't want to play. You've just played a whole season of it. But baseball, to me, it's different because of the fact that it's during the middle of your season. It's only a 3-day break, and it's just baseball. And you're only going to play one inning. And there's some crazy facts about baseball that you people don't know. For example, do you know that if a player is voted into the All Star game and doesn't show up, he still gets his All Star game bonus? Did you know that 79 players of the 84 players that was possibly voted into this All Star game or selected to play actually did show up to this game? And so the anger that players don't show up to this game is misplaced? I mean, isn't that crazy? You get voted into the All Star game. You don't even have to show up to it, and you still get your $50,000, $100,000 bonus in your contract. That's why the players should go to the All Star game every year that it's had or they're voted in because they still get paid for going. Now, the NFL, I've been trying to research this, and I don't know the facts on it, so I'm not going to comment on it and whether or not players still get paid their bonuses for being voted in if they don't show up. But I believe also in the NFL, they even get a separate check for winning the game. Like the winning team gets more money than the losing team. I could be wrong on that, and I'm going to check that. But baseball screwed up because baseball made the All Star game relevant. They said, yeah, it's supposed to be a showcase of a game, but the winning team's league gets home field advantage for the World Series. So how's that an exhibition then if the game has significance? Does that make sense to you? I think that's what ruined the All Star game because it's a mixed bag of reaction. If you're a manager on a team that has a chance to win the World Series and you got to play players from bad teams who are good players, but you have to play them because of what the rules, dictate, aren't you a little bit upset that you got to use players when you just want to use your players to make sure you get home field advantage in the World Series? That's why it's so stupid what Major League Baseball did with this game. Now, the 5 or 4 players who didn't show up to this week's game, Derek Jeter didn't show up because of his calf injury. And everyone's upset with him because he didn't allow Major League Baseball to applaud his accomplishments and didn't allow him to be honored by baseball. Well, Derek Jeter's not that guy. He doesn't need to be honored by baseball. He gets honored by baseball every time he goes onto a field and teams boo him, or his home team cheers for him. He doesn't care about, being patted on the back for getting 3,000 hits. Alex Rodriguez and Chipper Jones didn't show up because they had surgery. So get off their backs. CC Sabathia, I don't know about that. He went to the Bahamas. The guy's got the most wins in baseball and says, you know what, you didn't vote me and I'm going to Bahamas. Now that I could be mad at. But then again, is it really that big a deal, folks? Is it that big a deal to be talking about it 5 days after the fact? I don't think so. I'll end it by saying this. If you pick to go to the All-Star game, go to the game. Solves all the problems. And we'll be back on 89.7 KLAS FM after this.
For all of your auto repairs, including expert collision work, LA Radiator on Santa Monica Boulevard is the place to go. Located just a few steps east of Vine, LA Radiator offers the fastest service at the lowest cost available anywhere in the area. Whether it's just a tune-up or a major repair, you'll be putting your car in the best hands possible.